holiday mini here. New stamp set here. I'm gonna do this one. It's the country home. It's not a holiday. It could be Thanksgiving. It has Thanksgiving words in it, but not all of them are. It's just got some nice words. It says happy harvest blessings. Simply thankful for all good things. So grateful for you in my life. It's got, and when I went shopping, I bought some cotton. Oh, it is over there. I could go get it, but I'm not going to because I want to get this done. Because I'm going to color, and coloring takes a long time. So it's got two little sprigs. I feel like I just said this because I did say it on my Facebook Live before I knew I couldn't demo. It's got two pots. It's got this little oval here where you can put some words and put them on your pots. I'm not going to do that, but you could. Super cute. So I'm going to do this. It's a fun little style. It's got paper that matches. I'm not going to show you the paper. I'll have to do another card because I want to get through this. So hopefully after I messed and unscrewed all this stuff on my camera, hopefully now it's going to let me, I'm going to walk around. See my pretty wall? My cat's not in here. Because hopefully I can still tilt without my phone falling out. Because I messed with this thing. Tilt, 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 tilt. Let me see. Maybe I tilted too much. I think we're good. Are we good? They look pretty good because I was so close to that. I'm not, sometimes I can edit these, but I was pretty close to it because I didn't sit down because I want to get this done. So there's some fun stuff on this, and I'm talking fast. I feel like, okay, slow down. This is not a relaxful video for you guys. I've got some espresso cardstock because that's what color. I have this little thing, and if you watched the other day, I'm going to try to put all of my dimensionals in here. See, it says stay, tape, stay. That's my new plan, because these dimensional things on my table all the time. Every single picture I take, there's a little dimensional in it. Espresso cardstock, because this suite does have some paper. It doesn't have a big shot. They're photopolymer stamps. So I've cut this long ways, and I am going to stamp with it. As I said, it has been raining here, and so humid in Indiana. It's going to take this a minute to dry. See, my stamps are even stuck together. Got my Memento ink, because that works well with the blends. This is like a little crock pot kind of thing. Stamp that. And then this is the sprig of flowers. I have no extra cardstock laying here, so hopefully I don't make a mistake. Because you know what? Two-step stamping, when you're not going over the top with your head, just hopefully they all line up well. Hope for the best, girls. Let's see what I got. I did look at my YouTube stats the other day, and I'm 100% female viewership. So sometimes when I say girls on here, I'm like, what if a guy's watching? Now that's pretty good, and they're a little low. It's so much easier when you can stick your head in the video. I think that's all I need my Memento for. So, see, look, dimensional things everywhere. Put that in there, stay. Okay, then I've got the espresso stamp pad. And you know, if you watched my video the other day with the embossing folder that looks like the tin ceiling, look, this stamp right here matches that exactly. It's designed to go with. So I'm going to take my espresso pad. I just want it to be light on, like a subtle effect. Again, I'm not stamping right over the top where I can see it, so this is going to be just hope for the best. But because it's the color on color, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I also don't have any scrap, and I don't want to stamp on my table. Most of this is going to get covered up with other cardstock. There's just a few places where it's going to be able to be seen, because I know what the card's going to look like. I think that's pretty good. that. Okay, so you can kind of see it's just subtle. And while that's drying, I am going to take a big shot up here. See, here's that pattern, this stamp, it matches. And I'm going to take my mint macaron and I'm going to lay it in here. You want to make sure it's straight. You don't want it crooked because you don't want to have a crooked ceiling tile, but it doesn't have to be like, I want to make sure that I get like a row of the pattern. So I'm going to lay that in there like that. Shed it. This is one of the super thick ones, so I only need one of my embossing, or one of my plates. And it only has to roll through once because it's thick. One time's going to work perfect. You could, if you wanted, like to have some a vintage feel or get a little bit more. See that pretty? And then this, now I see, this is what is upside. When I mounted it, and I didn't have this laying here because Stampin' Up's the top. I didn't know which was right side up or upside down. They're both pretty. So when I mounted it to my card last night, I was like, I don't know which one's upside down and right side up. But on my card today, a lot of it, it's just kind of an accent, so not a lot of it is going to show. Then, this is a fun new thing in the catalog, and it goes with this. It's called chicken wire. You can see it kind of looks like chicken wire. And it comes in a package of, I don't know how many, several. It's paper, because when we first saw it, we weren't sure if it was like metal or what it is. So this piece is kind of stuck in here, and I popped it out. So I popped it out, and you can tell that I've already used some. And then I just took my scissors and just kind of cut a little strip out. In fact, it probably doesn't even have to be this big because just like this, a lot of it's going to get covered up. So from one package of these, you would, if you're just using them for accents, but you could use big pieces. If you have that chicken celebration stamp from a couple of years ago, this would be so much fun with that. And then this is one of the, a strip of the DSP, and then look at the back. Again, it matches the folder, matches that little stamp. It's the exact pattern of that stamp. It's in Blackberry. I'm going to take the corner rounder, the new one, and this is the best corner rounder we have ever had. And it's going to give me an opportunity to put some more stuff in my little thing that I've moved to the table to be my little trash bucket. I'm just sticking these in here and going to round these corners. I had a lot of stuff on this card, and the corner rounder kind of reminded me of the chicken wire. There was just a lot of squares once I laid it all on there, and I thought it was too squarish. I left the mint one, so I did have some square. Oops. I'm going to move this back a little bit so it's closer to me. It's way too far away, and I'm stretching to get up there. There we go. I don't know if it's still in camera. I think it is. That's better. This is a new corner punch to the annual catalog this year. And it also has one that will make a tag and one that has this little fancier thing. I don't know what it's called. See, look at all these little cornery things. And then I realize when I take pictures, sometimes they're laying in there, and then I get over on my website and my pictures are big, and I'm like, well, there's a stupid little piece of stuff in my pictures. You don't notice it so much, and they get stuck in the grooves of my table. Okay. So I'll let that dry a little bit more on there before I color that. So then I just took my chicken wire. Just put that here. I don't know if I said that one side is silver and one side is white. I'm going to put the the silver up for this card. Well, it's sticking off the top. I just put a little bit of snail and that'll hold it. And I've got my mint piece. And I've got my piece with the cotton on it. Go up there. And I'm going to color this in. I didn't grab a piece of scrap paper, so I'll use this. Okay. If you didn't catch my video the other day, we have new blend colors that will be in the holiday mini. So black is one of the colors and mango is one of the colors. I think those are the new ones that I got. I always use the tiny tips of mine, and they do bleed, and this is not going to be cut out, so I want to make sure that I don't go too close to the edge. I'm going to get all these leaves first. I'm just going to kind of color in the middle to allow them some room to bleed with my light mint, and I'm going to go in with my dark mint and kind of just give a little bit in the middle. I did do a video yesterday with the trick or tweet, and I did the cat. She's a little mummy cat. My cats must be asleep because it's the afternoon. So if you want to see another one that's a quick blend, so now I'll go a little bit closer to the edge. And then that'll bleed up to the edge, and if it doesn't, then I can come back in with that lighter one in a minute. Then I've got my mango. It's a beautiful color. And because these are tiny, if you put, it's when you put too much color on these tiny little spaces that it bleeds out, because there's not any place for it to go. So if you put too much, then it bleeds. I did do a pitiful stamping job on this top part. You would think I've never stamped before. A little bit of the light. And just a drop of the dark. I'm going to add a drop of that in that flower too. That's all I need for that. And it's such a pretty color. It makes me want to color something. It makes me want to go back to the trick or tweet and get the little bird and stamp her, just so I have a reason to use this mango. I'm going to get the pumpkin. This is pumpkin pie. And again, I'm going to take the light first, not go to the edge. And take the dark. With the dark, I'm going to kind of give it some color in the middle. And these light ones I'm keeping kind of over here next to me. I don't know if you can see that in the video. That way at the end, if I need to go back and fill up to the edge, but I'm going to let it have some time to bleed while I'm coloring. I'm going to take the dark, I don't know if this is bronze and this is dark crumb cake to do these. I don't even know what these things are called. I'm going to go with the dark in the middle first. Of those. Unless I'm doing a giant area of coloring, like really big, even on this, I'm not going to use my big tips. I think it, for one, it saves your big tips, because these little tips, they can take a lot of pressure, and I press hard. I press hard on my watercolor pencils, I press hard on my blender pens, I press hard on my Stellas, I press really hard on these. I'm going to let that have some time to bleed, and then I'll leave this over here in case I need it at the end. And then this is the black, which this is the dark black. So I am going to take it where I want the shading to be. Oops, and I opened the brush tip. And because I stamped poorly right there, and I have some flowers over that, I'm going to add some black. So just kind of here where the shading might be on my pot. I'm going to add some black. And maybe some right over here, because that's where they have their shade marks. And that's probably all of the black that I'm going to use. And then I think these are probably both smoky slate. This is the dark smoky slate. I'm going to let that mix a little bit with the black. I got those stems right down there on the top of, so I'm going to kind of cover that up too. I lost a little bit of my flowers because I did such a poor stamping job. I really have stamped before. You might not know it if this was the first time you'd seen me. So when you have a large area like this, you don't want to cover all of it. You want to leave some white space. So there we go with that. And I'm probably going to come back with that color again. So now I'm going to take my light smoky slate. And this is where I'm going to blend my black in. See, it's disappearing. So everywhere that the light gray hits these two colors, it's going to swirl around and mix together and make its own little blendy color. Just kind of where the name comes from, I think. So even though I'm blending, I'm trying to keep like these same parts of the pot, because this will keep this color like in these sections. So there's that little bit of black here, a little bit of black here, a little bit of black here, and it just keeps that black and like the darker gray. You can see then when I go into there with just light gray, leave a little bit of white. I'm going to take a tiny bit more of the black. Just to give a little bit of definition right in here. It's going to be a little bit darker than my other pot because my other pot, I didn't do such a poor stamping job. But this way my top won't look so bad where I made it darker. So you can almost fix anything. So there's that. I'll go back in now where these haven't bled out. And just add just a tiny bit of color. Again, you don't want to make it bleed now, so just fill up a dab to the edge, like just touch it with the edge. This one did pretty well. This one did bleed because I pressed so hard. And then one thing that is nice with this black, because I stamped bad. I know sometimes people fill in with Sharpies when you stamp bad. And there was one section of this yesterday when I made it that I did go back and fill, because this is a solid stamp. So these little cotton stem things that didn't stamp well, look, I can just fill those right in. Same over here with this place where I didn't hit very well because I was stamping so far away. There we go. Then I'm just going to take, make sure all my lids are back on. I'm going to take my color lifter and I'm going to use my brush tip. And I'm just going to add a little bit of swishes to that, kind of lighten that up a little bit. Then, this was my very favorite part of the card. I'm almost done. You could probably use a glue pen for this, but my glue pen's way across the office and my snail was right here. So I just took my snail and I carefully, on top of each of the little cottons, which again was easier when my head was over the top and it wasn't across the table, I just dabbed on the top of each of my little cottons. Just like that. And then I took a Q-tip, and this is the end I used, just, I don't know, it didn't use quite a whole end. And I just pulled the cotton off. You see where I'm going with it, don't you? Just pull the cotton, because you don't want a lot, you don't want to cover up your design. And then I just took the cotton, and it just sticks nicely to the snail. I think if you took, most of our glues are pretty sticky right now. We don't have, back when we had the two-way glue pen, if you still have some of that laying around, that might work. But most of our glues are pretty sticky, and if it got through, it'd probably end up kind of with a sticky mess on your hand, because this cotton, you could use a cotton ball, but again, it's going to be a lot of cotton. I just wanted enough to give the illusion that these had cotton on them, but not be so much cotton that you lost seeing the stamping through it. Because this is just kind of wispy. See, even those are too much. I just want tiny, tiny bits of it. So actually, I mean, I don't even know if you have a fuse. I think that might be too much. Or any of the tape runners where you see the tape. The snail is just enough to hold it on there. Move it slowly so it kind of doesn't lose focus. Can you see that? But it gives it a fun little cotton effect. I know sometimes when I put this up here it goes blurry. See that? So almost done. Might beat my daughter from her coming flying in. So one last thing, and people often ask how we get this stuff on the card. So my card's upside down. I'm gonna put some adhesive right here, because my card's actually going to be on with dimensionals. This is our silver thread. Is it thread? I don't know. I'm gonna have I take migraine preventative medicine, so I don't get migraines often, but the storms like give me what it feels like before, when I used to get migraines all the time. So I lose my words. I'm gonna wrap this around my hand like this. You want it big, and you want a lot, because I mean this stuff lasts for a long time. So you want it to be a big circle. Cut this off, because no matter how big you think it is when you put it on your card, when you put whatever you're putting on it, it covers it up. Trust me. And you're like, well, I just put all this stuff on here and then it covered up. So then I'm gonna kind of like mess with it, because you don't want it to be perfect. So stretch it out so it goes high and low. And you want it to lay in that snail that you just put on there. And then wherever your ends are, make sure that they get stuck underneath. You don't want it to be perfect, because if you make it look perfect, then whichever one little bit sticks out will make it not look perfect, and then it makes it look worse. So it's all just underneath there. See, all stuck in there. Just like that. Then I'm going to take my dimensionals. See, this is why we color. Even it went through where I was coloring with a lot of stuff, it went through the second piece. So always make sure when you're coloring with your blends that you're working on another piece of paper. Sometimes the art that you get on the back side is kind of pretty. In fact, you could almost hand draw a picture on the other side and look like you did some Picasso or something. Look, I'm gonna put my things in here and not have dimensional things all over my table. Let's see how long I can keep up with this. How many of you walk out of your house and have dimensional things stuck on your feet or to your purse? See, there's one of my ends. So I'm going to stick it under there. If your end comes out, you can just snip those off with your snips. So there you go. I beat my daughter. I beat the storm, but I did not beat Facebook Live. I am going to conquer Facebook Live. Trust me. Eventually, I will get there. And here, to prove that I do know how to stamp, and I can line my flowers up and hit a bucket. There's the other one. So these will show up on my blog. But lovely, lovely stamp set. I am going to go. I don't know that I'm going to get this on my website in time. On Facebook Live, I was going to tell you that if you need a catalog still, I'll tell you now, because if you need a catalog, just let me know. I'm going to the post office on Wednesday, so on Facebook, it would have been in time for you to still get in to let me know. But if you need one, let me know, and the next time I get to the post office, I'll stick one in the mail for you. So have a good day. I hope you enjoyed this set. I hope you enjoy coloring with your blends. I hope you can't wait to get some of this new product, because some of it is thebomb.com. Have a good day. Bye.